In Huron Valley, we continually seek new ways and innovative ways to provide quality programming for our student. And tonight we have another example, just as our leadership program did earlier. And before we begin, though, this really couldn't have been possible without the help of two people in this room, Miss Megan Rublin, who is a teacher leader, and of course Miss Wendy Schmidt, a teacher here at Lakeland, who really had the passion to bring this program to our district, and it is the only one in Oakland County and one of 11 in the state of Michigan. It's called the Virtual Enterprise International, and it really focuses on developing entrepreneurship in students in a very using simulated experiences, so it's really hands-on. And I know Mrs. Schmidt is here tonight to talk about it with some of her students, so we get to see high school students too. We got to see elementary, and now we're going to experience high school, and really want to commend Mrs. Schmidt for this exciting program. And I know everyone's invited on January 22nd to have a presentation from the people from Dexacorp, so I'm going to really turn it over to Mrs. Schmidt, and thank you once again, and Mrs. Rumble, for bringing this exciting, innovative program, and they're piloting it this year at Lakeland.
We only have 4 sets of our notes here, so. About a year and a half ago, I attended a conference, the Michigan Business Education Association conference, and I heard a wonderful presentation by some students and their teacher from Owasso High School. They were the first high school in Michigan to bring this VEI program to our state, and to see those students, she brought her CEO and CFO, and to hear them speak about their program and their O-Town Incorporated, the company that they came up with there was nothing simulated about it. They were bragging up their business and their company, and it just lit a fire. And so I came back to Huron Valley, I shared it with Megan, and we talked with all the appropriate people to see if we could pilot it at Lakeland this year. So we were delighted to get the chance to do that. And as Nancy said, first in Oakland County, there were also 11 other districts who started firms in Michigan for this school year. We're part of 50 in nationwide that joined the VEI network. So the 50 new firms join over 5,000 firms in existence, not just in the United States, but throughout 40 countries worldwide. And so our students came up with a company called Dexacorp, and they'll share quite a little bit with you about that program. And we are up and running, and I'm pleased to have with me tonight our chiefs. I have, I'm not sure where everybody is, Joshua Sackley here, our Chief Executive Officer, Grayson Thomas, who is our Chief Financial Officer, and Danielle List, our Chief Administrative Officer. So I will turn it right over to those guys.
All right. In the fall, we were fortunate enough to have 13 volunteers that came in for over 2 days. And we basically went through an interview. We had to create a cover letter, a resume, an application, and we also had to have 3 references that I'm pretty sure they actually included in our thing. Our interviewers were Mr. Baker was one of them, and then we had Mr. Carlson was another. Mr. K, we had students and staff, and it was actually very realistic.
Okay, so we have 6 different departments within Dexacorp. We have accounting, sales and purchasing, marketing, layout and design, human resources, and administration. And that's the same layout as any other business if you look at the PowerPoint, which I see a lot of you are already doing. And basically what each department does is what any other department would do in the real world. So we're running things just like they would run things at a big company.
Our firm currently conducts weekly VP meetings and monthly whole firm meetings where we generally come together to discuss issues such as weekly assignments, monthly tasks for our various departments, and upcoming meetings and upcoming events such as trade shows and visitors from other firms and yeah.
Alright, our product, our virtual product is actually called the Swipe. It's basically like an interactive tablet, but you can pull up your textbooks on it. So that way you're not carrying around your backpack and then we're like for a fierce backache. We have exclusive rights to the textbook companies, and we basically made it to provide the technology generation because that's what our generation basically is surrounded by. And it's actually a remarkable classroom source, and we bring educational content with a swipe of a finger.
Though we are a new firm, we have already accomplished several impressive feats for a VEI firm. For instance, we have researched and submitted a 20-page business plan and to the VEI headquarters, which was most impressively approved on its very first try. Now, for reference, most firms, even older firms that are 5 to 10 years old, only generally get their business plan approved after the second attempt. So we were very proud to have it accomplished on our first attempt.
We also had to recruit and negotiate terms with a small business owner who is Sally Brush from Customs Plus. We had to first call her and discuss with her on the phone what our terms would be for her being our sponsor, and then she sent us an email with a list of questions she had about our business plan, and we had to answer those and convince her that we were a good investment. And I'm glad to say that we were successful, and she contributed $575,000 of virtual money, not real money. It's all virtual, of virtual money, and that actually pays for 75% of our payroll right now. So.
We also traveled to Tennessee for a trade show, which we made over $30,000 in the virtual money. That means we sold over 60 of our products. It was basically like at the mall, when people randomly stop you and try to sell you their product. That's what we had to do. There was 3 of us that went down there, and we actually got 3rd place in the best booth out of over 90 of them for our first time. And we dressed in scrubs because it was basically for the backache incorporated into that. So thank you to Huron Valley Hospital.
We are currently in the midst of daily operations, which mostly involves processing incoming orders and outgoing payroll, creating. God, I'm going to just keep choking up tonight, aren't I? Creating professional development days for most of our employees, and performing other generalized departmental tasks.
And as we move forward into spring, we're actually looking to expand this program even more. We've already been meeting with other business classes within our school and presenting to recruit for next year. We're already looking forward to that. And going forward into the spring, Mrs. Schmidt and I are presenting at the 2013 Career Education Conference down in Detroit to pitch VEI, and that meeting is being attended by marketing and business teachers from around Michigan State.
And that is our gang right there, everybody. And aren't they a great looking crowd? Kind of the neat thing, the opportunity with the Career Ed Conference, if we can get enough new schools in Michigan to start VEI firms, instead of having to travel to Tennessee for a trade show, we would be able to host our own trade show here. We've partnered with the firms in Illinois. They've kind of taken us under their wing. We're working closely with St. Charles High School and some of the surrounding districts in Illinois. And then as Michigan grows, we're hoping to to have our own hub here. As it stands now, we're kind of tied tightly with Tennessee and Illinois, and what a wonderful resource it's been working with those folks. One other neat thing that I haven't even shared with my students yet, I received a call today from Tom Knight at the Department of Ed, and he's asked me to sit on a discussion panel next week with some folks at the state level looking at VEI from a state perspective and how they can support this curriculum delivery model. So it's pretty awesome because it is not new curriculum. It's just an innovative and bringing that curriculum to life rather than a textbook model. They're doing the job and they're just bringing that experience with them at Lakeland, hopefully at Milford next year, and then on when they leave here either into post-secondary, into the workplace, and beyond. So thank you so much for letting us share our program with you, and if you're available next Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock here at Lakeland will be our open house, and we'd love to have you join us.